The famous Wrigley Field marquee welcoming fans into the ballpark today. Nice day for Cubs baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet. Today they wrap up their 6-game interleague season series against the White Sox and also end an 8-game homestand. And good news today, 21-year-old Starlin Castro becomes the youngest Cub All-Star ever, having a fantastic sophomore season. He found out a couple of hours ago that he'll be heading to Phoenix in just over a week. And as we welcome Bob Brenly into the mix, Len Casper, Bob Brenly here. Starlin Castro has played like an all-star really since opening day.
Well, you think back, Len, when he was 19 years old playing in the prospect-heavy Arizona Fall League, he hit .376. He spent less than half a year at the AA level, has never been in AAA, and just continues to roll on here at the major league level. Well-deserved all-star selection.
Carlos Quentin, the White Sox representative for the second time in his career. No Paul Konerko, at least for now. Juan Pierre's playing like an all-star the last week or so.
You know, he's justifying the faith that Ozzie Guillen has shown in him. I think everybody in town doubted Juan Pierre, with the exception of Ozzie Guillen and Juan Pierre. He's a firm believer that if you just continue to do things the right way, put in the hard work before the game, that good things eventually will happen. Unfortunately, a lot of the good things for Juan Pierre have happened against the Cubs.
And the White Sox have won 4 in a row. They're back to 500 for the first time since mid-April. And they enter play today just 3.5 games back of Cleveland in the American League Central. On the mound today, Gavin Floyd for the White Sox, and for the Cubs, right-hander Rodrigo Lopez. Now, in special recognition of the military, USAA now presents a singing of God Bless America, followed by the national anthem, both being performed by Corey Thompson. But first, let's join public address announcer Andy Bellison.
We ask you to please stand as the Illinois National Guard and the Chicago Cubs welcome a very special guest to Wrigley Field. Captain Ronaldo Monago returned last week from a 13-month deployment to Afghanistan. While there, Captain Monago was assigned to the 3rd Special Forces Group and was the commander of the Base Defense Operations Center for the Combined Joint Special Operations Task Force Afghanistan. Captain Monago is presently with the 3rd Brigade, 75th Division, out of Fort Sheridan, Illinois. The Chicago Cubs would like to take this moment to thank Captain Monago, along with all our service men and women, both in this country and around the world, for their selfless dedication, courage, and sacrifice in protecting our freedom and defending this great country. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Kindly remove your caps and join Corey Thompson as she honors America with God Bless America, followed by our national anthem.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
Great energy in this ballpark as the Cubs host the White Sox. Final time they'll meet here in 2011. We'll have the lineups and all the action next.
Is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. 75 years of being right here in Illinois means no one's closer to your wellness. Experience wellness everywhere. Subway. Every day at Subway, choose from many delicious regular footlong subs for just $5. Subway. Eat fresh. Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or go to shophonda.com and find great values on a new Honda. AT&T Uverse. Find out more of what's possible at att.com. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates.
Prior to today's game, Edward Jones representative David Robinson presented the Edward Jones Player of the Month Award to All-Star Starlin Castro for his outstanding play in the month of June. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. The awards just keep on coming.
I think they will continue to keep on coming for Starlin Castro if he maintains this level of play. He has been extremely impressive.
Cubs trying to salvage a finale here. That momentum they grabbed with the 2 wins against the Giants Wednesday and Thursday has been dampened by the last 2 days as the White Sox won game 1 6-4 and come from behind fashion, and then 1-0 yesterday as they will take the field. The Cubs will behind veteran right-hander Rodrigo Lopez. Now Ozzie Guillen's White Sox Southwest starting lineup. Juan Pierre leading off in left. Alexei Ramirez is going to hit second at short. You have Adam Dunn struggling big time, but he's in there playing first for Paul Konerko. Quentin, the 2-time All-Stars in right. A.J. Przinsky never misses a matchup against the Cubs. Rios in center. Martin at third. Gordon Beckham at second. And Gavin Floyd, the pitcher, hits ninth.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively this afternoon. Soriano, Bird, and Fukudome left to right across the outfield. Ramirez and the newest Cub All-Star Starlin Castro will be on the left side of the infield, while Darwin Barney and Carlos Pena will man the right side. Giovanni Soto doing the catching this afternoon for our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher, right-hander Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez numerically did not have a good outing against the Giants last time, but he did pitch into the 5th inning with a very undermanned bullpen. So in that respect, it was a successful start for Rodrigo. Went 4 2/3. Did give up 8 hits and 4 runs. However, only one of those runs was earned.
So the 35-year-old righty getting set to work. And the umpires today, Bruce Dreckman, the Iowa native, will get the plate. Paul Emmels at first, Rob Drake at second, and the crew chief Gary Darling at third. That's what Bob looks like under his Comcast Sportsnet shirt.
Absolutely. Just in case I wear the wrong shirt on a given day, I can just whip it off and have that big red C on the middle of my blue chest. A few guys in this White Sox lineup with pretty good numbers against Rodrigo Lopez in their careers, including the guys making his way to the plate right now. Juan Pierre 5 for 8 against Rodrigo Lopez.
Second big leaguer this year to drive in the winning run for his team in the 6th inning or later in 3 consecutive games. Johnny Damon did it in April for Tampa Bay. As Pierre looks at a strike, we're underway. Corner men in. Ramirez already in on the grass at third. As Pierre hits a ground ball, that's picked up by Darwin Barney, and he throws in time for the out. Pierre has broken up a couple of no-hitters here at Wrigley Field the last 2 years. Had the leadoff hit against Ted Lilly in the 9th inning last June 13th. That was a game started by Gavin Floyd, who took a no-no himself into the 7th. Cubs won that one 1-0. And Pierre with the first hit for the White Sox in the 6th yesterday in their 1-0 win. Now Alexei Ramirez, who tied Friday's game with a 2-run homer in the 7th. His only hit in the series. Pop foul back out of play.
Well, for once, Ozzie Guillen has to be pleased that he is not the guy getting ejected from a Cubs White Sox matchup. Yesterday it was Mike Quaddy getting ejected by second base umpire Paul Emmel, arguing that neighborhood play at second base. I'm sure Ozzie just sat back a little further on the bench, tried to stay out of the line of fire.
Ozzie's been ejected twice this year. Mike Quaddy 3 times. In case you're keeping score.
You know, one thing, as a former manager, I used to be a little concerned when you argue with either the second or first base umpire and have the same crew the next day. I'll explain why in a moment as Ramos Ramirez camps underneath this pop foul. Paul Emmel worked second base yesterday. He's the man that ejected Mike Quaddy. Well, he's working first base today, where he will have a much larger impact on the game. Now, if you argue with the first base umpire and the next day you come back, that man is working the plate, and he can obviously have a huge effect on the ball game. So I tried to pick my spots when arguing with the first and second base umpires.
Here's Adam Dunn, 2 for 33 in his last 9 games with 20 strikeouts. And against the Cubs this season, 0 for 12 with 8 strikeouts. He's reached base once on a walk. Played right field yesterday. He's at first base today. Paul Konerko is out of the lineup. Ozzie basically said best way for Dunn to get out of a slump is to play. Two and one. Rather large omission in terms of the American League All-Star roster. Paul Konerko not on it, even though he is on the ballot for the 34th and final roster spot. There will be online voting for that spot. But if ever there was an All-Star first half, Paul Konerko's had it. Bounced foul by Dunn.
Well, it happens every year. Deserving players are left off the All-Star team. Occasionally some players who don't deserve to be there get voted into the All-Star game. And
called strike 3. So Dunn fans yet again, this time looking. Lopez goes 1-2-3, and the Cubs are coming up. All-Star coach and Cubs manager Mike Quade. Kosuke leads it off. Darwin Barney's been hot since returning from the DL. The All-Star Castro at short. Aramis Ramirez at third. Carlos Pena hit a game-winning home run off Gavin Floyd down on the south side. Marlon Byrd his second game back from the shelf. Soriano, Soto, and Lopez at the bottom for the Cubs.
Take a look at the White Sox defensively this afternoon. Juan Pierre, Alex Rios, and Carlos Quentin left to right across the outfield. Martin getting the start at third base today. Alexei Ramirez at short. Gordon Beckham at second base. Big Adam Dunn over at first. That guy, A.J. Pierzynski, continues to rake in the Crosstown Classic. And A.J. will be catching pitches from right-hander Gavin Floyd. Looking to even his record at 7-7 on the season. Only 95 hits in 101 innings pitched. You see a lot of cutters. 30% of his pitches so far this year have been cut fastballs. Also has a very good curve.
Could not maintain a 3-0 lead on June 20th at U.S. Cellular Field. Cubs came back. A couple of big home runs from Starlin Castro and Carlos Pena, and the Cubs won the game. It's the only win they have in this season series. 6-3 was the final as Floyd went 5+. Oh, 2 pitch. A little flinch by Bruce Dreckman on the breaking ball. 1-2. Cubs have been right near at the top for most of the season in terms of leadoff hitters and the on-base average. Awkward swing by Kosuke, and he strikes out.
Now, Fukudome's been in that leadoff spot most often. This is his 56th start in the leadoff spot. Starlin Castro has also hit leadoff. Reed Johnson, Jeff Baker, and Tony Campana. Nasty curveball that time from Gavin Floyd. Gets the awkward swing from Kosuke for the first out of the bottom of the first.
That brings up Darwin Barney. 6 hits since he came back from the DL. This is his 5th game. And overall a 7-game hitting streak. He leads all major league rookies with a .298 average. And over the next 4 days there'll be a nice little matchup. Danny Espinosa, the second baseman of the Nationals, another top candidate for the Rookie of the Year, as Barney grounds out to Beckham. Espinosa is a different type of hitter, though. He hasn't hit for average, he's hit for power for the Nationals this season. And as you go back to the All-Star break last year, only Adrian Gonzalez, who by the way made the All-Star team over in the American League, has more hits than Starlin Castro. And a strike. Greg Maddux previously had the record in terms of youngest Cub to make the Midsummer Classic. He was 22 back in 1988. And a flare. Beckham will catch it. Youngest position player prior to Castro was Ron Santo at 23 years old in 1963. An 8-pitch 1-2-3 for Gavin Floyd. Wrigleyville fans are on hand watching the Crosstown Classic and enjoying some Coronas. Corona, relax responsibly. Very busy in the neighborhood on this holiday weekend. Happy early 4th of July to everyone out there. Cubs trying to get out of here with a 4-4 homestand packed into 7 days. Carlos Quentin bounces foul. Second time for him on the All-Star team. He made it back in 2008. Jose Bautista has set a new record for the most votes ever for an All-Star. 7.4 million votes. That's $1 million. How about Alex Avila, the catcher for the Detroit Tigers, is going to start for the American League. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. I'm just glad it's not all Yankees and Red Sox. Nothing against those two teams, but sometimes, Bob, that's how it plays out. That'll be fair. Picked up by Aramis Ramirez. High throw, safe. That's an error on Aramis. And the leadoff man is on.
I caught the ball awkwardly. A high hop that came up above the waist. Fielded it with the palm up. Still able to get himself into a good position to throw. It just sailed on him. Pulled Pena up off of the bag. And before he could come back down, Quentin able to leg it out.
As it is, there are 6 starters for the American League representing Boston or New York. As Przinsky fouls back, Robinson Cano, A-Rod, Derek Jeter, Curtis Granderson, all of the Yankees, Adrian Gonzalez, and David Ortiz of the Red Sox, the only non-members of those two teams. I mentioned Bautista, Josh Hamilton of the Rangers, and Alex Avila. In the National League, how about this? 3 Milwaukee Brewers are in the starting lineup. Prince Fielder, Ricky Weeks, and Ryan Braun.
I just love to look at those all-star rosters and imagine playing a 162-game season with that team. You'd have a pretty good chance to win.
I would think so. Przinsky stays alive, and the rosters will change. You have a few pitchers, and there will be injuries. But pitchers who are scheduled to start a week from today will not be allowed to participate, and they will be replaced. You've got that 34th man for both leagues. Fans will vote on that. Ryan Vogelsong made it. Oh, 2. That should be 2. Castro, Barney, Pena, except for the error by Ramirez. The payback after the Cubs bounced into 3 of them yesterday.
When Rodrigo Lopez pitches, you know there's going to be some traffic on the bases. You just hope to make good pitches when there are runners on base and get that ground ball the way he was able to do against A.J. right here. Cleanly turned double play by Castro, Barney, and Carlos Pena.
15th double play grounded into by Przinsky. Alex Rios to Castro. And Lopez has not allowed a hit through the first 2. For him, that was a 9-pitch second. Real time with Cubs in-game live only at csnchicago.com. Brought to you by Honda. And we want to welcome all the fans watching us on Comcast Sportsnet. Right outside the ballpark at the Wrigleyville Block Party. Rod Tough Curls and the bench press will play immediately after the game today, right next to the ballpark. No admission, everyone welcome. Make sure you stop on by.
Just follow the music. You can't miss it.
Ramirez leads off for the Cubs in the second. Takes a cutter off the plate. Ball one. What a homestand he's had. 5 home runs. It is 300th career homer off Edwin Jackson on Friday. He's going to take that pitch all the way, and he did for ball 2.
Floyd just not going to give in to Aramis Ramirez. We talk about it all the time, the advance reports, and certainly the White Sox have seen the damage Aramis has done lately. Even on the 2-0 pitch, after missing with back-to-back cutters off the outside corner, Gavin Floyd comes right back with another one on the 2-0 pitch.
One ran up and in on a fastball, making the count 2-2. In spite of Floyd's rough start against the Cubs on June 20th, he normally is lights out against the National League. A 2.31 interleague ERA, second best all time to only Eric Bedard. And how about this one, Bob? The White Sox have now won 17 of their last 20. They're 17-3 over their last 20 games in National League ballparks. They have dominated in interleague play. Swing and a miss. He got him on a cutter. Well, you were right on that scouting report. Fastballs and cutters. That's what we've seen a lot.
Yeah, occasionally when he gets to a 2-strike count, he'll drop a curveball in there, try to get a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, but he's going to rely on that low 90s fastball with some tailing action inside to a righty, and then the cut fastball in the high 80s away from the right-handers. Got a pretty good formula, and he sticks to it.
See a changeup or two, and this type of at bat against a left-handed power hitter, Carlos Pena, again hit the game-winning 3-run homer in the first game of this season series.
Given those numbers on the White Sox in interleague play, I'm sure they'd all be in favor of realignment and maybe jumping leagues. Maybe not.
There's a changeup, and it's hit to the shortstop. Ramirez on the other side of second.
We haven't seen Carlos Pena bunt against that exaggerated shift for quite some time. Earlier in the season, particularly when the wind was blowing in here at Wrigley, and Carlos would find himself leading off an inning, we saw him try to drop some bunts down to the left side, including a couple times with 2 strikes, but hasn't done much of that lately with the wind blowing out more often than not.
And he did it yesterday, and again the wind shifted, started in the low 90s. Over about a 3-inning period, got down to the high 70s. Good to see Marlon Byrd back in action. Second game off the DL. He was activated yesterday as he hits one well to right, but it'll be Quentin to make the catch, and Gavin Floyd cruising along early on along with Rodrigo Lopez. No score after 2.
back for just $1.89, but you don't have to remember it to love it. Prices and participation may vary for a limited time, a la carte only.
The pigeon doing the hawk walk. There's Hawk Harrelson right next door. Lots of wires over there. One strike. Mark Teahan, third baseman. He's been struggling lately. Five hits his last 18 games. He's in there for Brent Morrell today. You've got Rodrigo Lopez now in the spot previously occupied by Doug Davis, who was released on Wednesday. And another veteran, Ramon Ortiz, scheduled to start for the Cubs on Tuesday against one of his former teams, the Washington Nationals. Ortiz 16 starts at Iowa, 4.26 ERA. He'll pitch in the spot that was held by Carlos Zambrano. Big Z on the DL with a sore lower back. Pulled out. Oh, what a diving play by Pena, but the throw eludes Rodrigo Lopez. That ball was ticketed for right. It'll be a hit for Mark Teahan, but what an effort by Pena. I didn't see if Lopez was late getting off the mound, but he wasn't.
No, he was getting over there. Unfortunately, the throw by Carlos Pena leads him just a little bit too much and perhaps a little bit too low, but certainly understandable after that diving stop. Throws from his knees back to the base. You can see as it sailed over first about knee high, allowing Teahan to reach with an infield single.
Gordon Beckham with a man on, nobody out. That's the first hit of the day, and it did not leave the infield. As Beckham looks at a strike, he took a leadoff walk in the 6th yesterday and came around to score the only run on Juan Pierre's RBI single. And he just got hit by a pitch to set up a bunting spot for Gavin Floyd.
Tailing fastball. You see Gio wanted it away. Ball tails back inside to Beckham. Looked like it caught him right on the back of that left elbow. As you mentioned, sets up a probable sacrifice bunt situation here for Gavin Floyd. Obviously, being an American League pitcher, limited at bats, but he has put down one sacrifice this season.
Pena charging, and the pitch misses for ball one. See, kind of at bat, Bob, you just want to tell him, here it is, give it your best shot.
Absolutely. I mean, the White Sox willing to give up an out right here in this situation. Of course, any bunt defense that you work starts with a strike by the pitcher.
They're going to let it roll foul. Picked up by Lopez.
You can have all the trick bunt defense plays in the world, but if the pitcher doesn't throw a strike to the plate and the guy takes a pitch, really doesn't make any difference. It all starts with that pitcher throwing the ball over the plate, daring the opposing pitcher to bunt the ball into play, and then ideally you get a lead run at third base. If not, take the sure out at first.
Fastball on the outside corner makes it 2-2.
Well, most teams have at least 3 variations of bunt defense. The normal play, which is what the Cubs use a lot, where Aramis Ramirez, the third baseman, reads the bunt, determines whether the pitcher can make the play or not, and then does the appropriate thing defensively. If Rodrigo Lopez cannot get to it, Aramis comes in and makes the play. The wheel play is another one where both corner infielders charge. You're trying to get the out at third base. Ball's bunted foul. That'll go as a strikeout for Gavin Floyd. Some teams have a double play bunt defense where you have a slow runner at first and a slow runner at the plate. The idea being you're going to try to turn a double play up the middle of the field. And then there are pickoff variations off of your bunt defenses. The Cubs are pretty much standard in their traditional bunt defense where the third baseman reads the play.
Pierre's come up with a bunch of big hits lately. Ready now for an 0-1. 2 strikes. Field single by Tien started it. Then Beckham was hit by a pitch. Floyd failed in trying to lay down a sac bunt.
That RBI hit by Pierre in the ball game yesterday against Matt Garza, that was actually a really good pitch. Just a better piece of hitting by Juan Pierre. Just flipped it out into shallow left field to drive home Gordon Beckham with the only run of the game.
Right back to Lopez, an easy double play. Once he caught it, he had Beckham dead to rights at first base, and just like that, the inning is over. Still scoreless. Nicely done by the pitcher with a glove.
To showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, a Cubs baby stocking cap, and a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Visit Cubs.com for more information and to sign up today.
Alfonso Soriano takes a strike. Cubs without a base runner early on against Gavin Floyd. Quiet homestand. Soriano just 4 for 21. Hasn't homered in a couple of weeks. It was off CC Sabathia on June 19. Gavin Floyd was a 4th overall pick of the Philadelphia Phillies 10 years ago. Baltimore, Maryland. White Sox got him from the Phillies in the offseason prior to 2007. And the deal sending Freddie Garcia the other way. Gio Gonzalez came over in that trade. He's now with Oakland, and Gonzalez was named to the American League All-Star team today. So Soriano hitting 7th. Soto 8th, and then the pitcher Lopez. All three will bat here in this inning. That's high, and it's full. 3-2. And an infield pop-up. Martin Tien will make the grab for the out. Let's look in on the Cubs minor league report. Tyler Colvin with a 6-game hitting streak at 3 hits for Iowa. Brett Jackson has reached base in 11 of 15 plate appearances, and Michael Brenly back-to-back multi-hit games, 3 for 4 for Daytona, and he's got a new haircut.
Yes, he does. He got them all cut. Changed his number. Things are not going the way you hope. You'll try anything. At least that's what I told him, and I had plenty of experience at it.
Left-hander Brian Smith with the rookie Mesa Cubs, 5 hitless innings. And a 5-2 win over the Arizona League Rangers. It's rolled into left center for Giovanni Soto. The Cubs have their first hit.
Galaxy, the official remodeler of the Chicago Cubs. You see that cutter right on the outside corner to Giovanni Soto. Good plate coverage, able to drive it back up the middle of the field for the first knock of the game for the Cubs.
Strike on Lopez. Mentioned Jose Reyes left the game yesterday for the Mets with a tight hamstring. He is not in the lineup today as the Mets try to avoid the sweep, playing the Yankees at Citi Field. Reyes hitting .354 on the year, 15 triples, 22 doubles.
He plays 81 games a year in one of the best triple sparks in the major leagues at Citi Field in New York. Big gaps, especially in right center field, and with Reyes' speed, 25, maybe 30 triples not out of the question if he comes back healthy from that leg injury.
Ruben Tejada's in there today. Mets lead 1-0 in the second as Lopez reached for that pitch off the plate. 1-2.
This is one of those dangerous sacrifice bunt situations. You've got a good base runner in Giovanni Soto at first, even though he's not very fast. If Lopez would happen to bunt that ball hard in the direction of one of the corner infielders, it could conceivably turn into a double play.
And he stabbed at it, missed it. 2 down.
Not easy when you don't have a lot of at-bats, haven't had a lot of experience trying to bunt against live game pitching, but you could clearly see took the top hand off the bat, just stabbing at that outside pitch, as you mentioned. The idea is you catch the ball with the bat, deaden it, try to dump it out there in front of home plate somewhere and move that runner up to second base.
Fastball strike on Fukudome. Ryan Braun not in the Brewer lineup today as a 22-game hitting streak, but he exited early last night as Kosuke drills that ball to deep right. It's going to be off the ivy. Soto's going to be sent home. Relay throw by Beckham in time.
Jeez.
Out by a mile. And the inning is over. Quentin to Beckham to Przinsky. And we remain scoreless after 3.
The wall out there in right field. Good relay by the White Sox. And I'm telling you, Giovanni Soto is out by about a half a baseline there. Ill-advised send by Ivan DeJesus. You've got 2 of your better hitters with runners in scoring position coming up next. And Giovanni Soto gets thrown out by about 30 feet at home plate to end the inning.
Kosuke got a double, but no RBIs. We remain 0-0. Ramirez batting second. They're hitting 6th in the first 2 games. Really crowds at plate. And he hits one high and deep to left. Soriano's going to catch it right in front of the wall. That was close.
Thank you, Mother Nature. Not a stiff breeze blowing today, but it is blowing in from left field and kept this ball in the ballpark. No question about it. Ramirez hit it well, high in the air. Chases Sori right to the vines in left center field. No wind, and that ball's easily out of here.
Dunn pops it up. With 3 guys over on that side, it's going to be Pena to make the catch. He might have been the only Cub to see that pop up.
I think you're right. Darwin Barney was out in shallow right field. He was on a dead sprint to the spot. Starlin Castro shading his eyes from the sun. I don't believe he ever saw that ball. He was backpedaling. You see Castro and Barney kind of cross paths, and Carlos Pena is the man to catch the ball up near the cut of the infield grass. Fortunately, that ball was about a half a mile in the air. Gave everybody plenty of time to get underneath.
It's a weird sky right now. You've got hazy clouds. And when a white baseball comes out of that, it's kind of tough to see.
Well, players would probably tell you they would prefer bright sunshine rather than this hazy, squinty kind of a sky that we're featuring here at Wrigley right now.
Oh, 1 pitch to Quentin. Now 1-1. Big home run cut and they missed. Michael Jordan in the house. Former member of the White Sox farm system. Played for Terry Francona at Birmingham in Double-A. And also played here at Wrigley Field in Crosstown Series when it was an exhibition series. In 1994, he hit a double off our good friend Dave Otto.
It's a nice looking t-shirt.
Ramirez can't get it. Castro does, but no throw. It's a hit for Quentin. And let's answer the AT&T trivia question. Or let's ask it. I don't know if I said answer. We'll answer it eventually. The first ever crosstown game here at Wrigley Field, which was June 5th, 1998. Who hit the game-ending home run? 12th inning. There's Przinski. It was 6-4-3 double play in the second. Line to right, and it's basically right to Fukudome. So through 3.5, starting pitchers dominating as Lopez remains efficient. 8 pitches in that fourth.
meal from Taco Bell, open 1 a.m. or later.
Let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Which Cub hit the walk-off homer in the 12th inning of the first White Sox-Cubs game here at Wrigley Field? It was Brant Brown. Cubs won that game 6-5 back in 1998.
Don't throw it. Don't throw it. Oh, I told you not to throw it.
Just got out and right. End of the year didn't go so well for Brant Brown with the drop in Milwaukee, but the Cubs still got in. One strike on Darwin Barney. Base hit for an 8-game hitting streak. Great job as always by the Menards grounds crew here at Wrigley Field. The batter's box is ready before the players ruin them in the first inning. Slide step and a swing and a foul.
Yeah, we watch the Menards ground crew come out here every day and I mean just immaculately prepare the field and the lines and the batter's box, and especially that umpire's box where the catcher and the umpire sit behind home plate, and the first thing that happens is the catcher and umpire come out and erase the lines. You can see A.J. Pierzynski would be sitting in a box if the lines were still there.
Out into the gap. This could score Barney. He comes around third. Castro around second. Throw goes to third. Save. It's a triple. And the Cubs lead 1-0.
Big extra base hit for Starlin Castro, a hanger on the inside part of the plate, and he mashes it to that gap in left center field. They were giving him a lot of room in that gap. Rios was shaded over a little bit toward right center. Nice job of keeping his hands back that time, driving the ball into the gap. Right there, he makes the determination. He's going to go to third base. A very close play, a better throw probably gets him at third, but in on his belly. And the Cubs have a runner at third with nobody out in the inning. Big RBI knock for Starlin.
8 triples. And the White Sox, any ball pretty much hit on the infield other than to Dunn or the pitcher, Castro's going to score. That'll get it done as Rios goes back on this ball. Gone! A home run. A 2-run shot for Ramirez. That ball kept carrying and it got to the bleachers.
Boy, a lot of backspin on that drive. A cutter away, and you could see Ramirez really bending over with his upper body, gets down and through that pitch that was away from him. That thing just continued to carry and carry and carry, unlike Alexei Ramirez's drive to left. It was very high in the air, had a little bit of topspin, and died on the warning track.
Single, triple, home run, and just like that, it's 3-0. One bouncer off the bat of Pena. Beckham gets him. It's a double, single, triple homer. The Cubs hit for the team cycle in a matter of 6 pitches going back to the third inning.
It's an example of just trying to do the right thing. A runner at third, nobody out. You just need to get the ball in the air to the outfield, or as you mentioned, a ground ball up the middle where the White Sox were playing back. You try to do the right thing, lift the ball in the air to the outfield, and you get rewarded with a 2-run homer.
Bird lined to right his first time up, still looking for his first hit. After coming back from the disabled list, he went to the DL after suffering facial fractures on the left side of his face, right below his eye, on May 21st in Boston. Missed 6 weeks. He's got the extra protection on the left side of his face. He might wear it the rest of the year. He might not. All depends on how he feels. That pitch up, it was a breaking ball.
That's how he turns his head away from that pitch as opposed to the fastball that caught him in the face in Boston, when his head actually went the other direction, turned into the ball, caught him right underneath that left eye. Marlon Byrd calls this his Terry Steinbach model helmet. Terry Steinbach, fine catcher for the Oakland Athletics, wore a similar jaw protector on that left side.
That's ball 4. A new season, a new look. Join Vineline, the official magazine of the Chicago Cubs, is celebrating its 25th anniversary in 2011. Get the backstage pass to how the Cubs live and play on the field as well as off. Subscriptions start at just $29.95. For more information and to order, visit Cubs.com/Vineline. Runner at first. And ball 1 to Soriano. At one time, Alfonso Soriano went to 7 consecutive All-Star games. 2002 to 08 was the MVP of the All-Star game in 2004. 2-0, and Przinsky's going to head out.
This looks like Gavin Floyd trying to pitch away from contact now. When you think about it, Darwin Barney got a fastball up on the inside part of the plate, probably not where Gavin Floyd wanted it. But then the triple by Castro was just a good piece of hitting. Starlin kept his hands back on a breaking ball, lined it into the gap in left center. Ramirez with another good piece of hitting on a cutter away from him. But because of the damage that was done, it looked like Gavin Floyd decided to start nibbling a little bit, and his catcher A.J. Przinsky went out there and said, hey, let's stick with the game plan here. Get back into the zone.
Two-one pitch, another ball hit well. Pierre, however, will get to this one on the warning track, and that'll send Bird back to first.
It happens all the time at this level, at any level for that matter. Guys in the strike zone, all of a sudden he gives up a couple of hard hit balls and he decides, man, I got to be a little more careful. I got to start working the corners a little more. And then suddenly you're falling behind hitters and you're in an even worse situation then, because now you have to throw a strike. Occasionally you can scare a guy off of a pitch if he throws a couple of breaking balls that hang up in the middle of the plate and they get banged around. He'll put that pitch in his back pocket until later in the ball game. It's a very common occurrence.
0-2 to Soto. RBI triple Starlin Castro. 2-run homer Aramis Ramirez, and the Cubs leading 3-0. Short lead by Bird. Here's the pitch outside. Mentioned Milwaukee, Ryan Braun with a 22-game hitting streak, but on hold as he's out with a left calf strain. He scored 4 in the night to beat the Twins last night 8-7 and lead 6-4 in the 5th this afternoon. Milwaukee tied with St. Louis atop the division. Aramis Ramirez with his 301st career home run gives the Cubs a 3-0 lead. (653). If you are the 500th texter, you could win $5 footlong subs from Subway.
Big day here today. Len, Christy and Chip Hoke would like to wish a happy 90th birthday to Florence Troon. Now, Florence Troon not only is a huge Cub fan, but she's a big Len and Bob fan. So, Florence, we hope you're having a great birthday at the ballpark today.
Absolutely. Yesterday, 42,165 crammed into Wrigley Field, largest ever attendance here for a game against the White Sox, and the largest for any game in this series, Cubs Sox, since 2003. Might be threatening that again today. See any empty seats at the moment. Here comes a 1-0 from Lopez to Alex Rios. He fouls it back to the top of the net. 1-1. Cubs leading 3-0.
A quick birthday wish to Eli Lopez from Highland, Indiana, celebrating his 40th here today at the ballpark.
Lofted to center for Marlon Byrd. Hey, fans, visit the newly renovated Captain Morgan Club here at Wrigley Field. With more than 30 flat screens, an expanded menu, and an outdoor patio atmosphere, make it your place to catch all home and away games. Captain Morgan Club, your neighborhood pet-friendly headquarters and destination place. For more info, including specials and private party options, call 773-404-4750. Zeal 1-10. Just missed the inside corner. Lopez has been really good today. Well, he did a nice job in his last start, game 2 of that doubleheader against the Giants, as he came out of the bullpen to make a spot start. Took him 96 pitches to get to just about this spot in the game. Gave up 4 runs, 1 earned. Castro gobbles it up. The throw beats 10, 2 down.
I think the big thing for Lopez so far today is his ability to spot his fastball on both sides of the plate. He's throwing that sinker off the outside corner to the left-handed hitters and then coming back off the plate inside with that tailing action toward the corner. You can command that pitch and just mix in enough off-speed pitches to keep him off balance. You can usually work your way through a lineup.
So this is his 3rd start as a Cub. He's gone 4 2/3, all 3 times out. Hopefully this 3rd time will be the charm, so he can keep on going. Backhanded by Castro. A 1-2-3-5 for Rodrigo Lopez. We're halfway home on this nice Sunday afternoon. Cubs 3, White Sox nothing. Lopez can qualify for his first win as a Cub. Nice look. And another good look.
What Santa does on his downtime. He goes to Cubs games.
Yeah. 1-0 to Lopez. Now 1-1. Reds trying to avoid getting swept in the season series against their intrastate rivals, the Cleveland Indians, and the Reds lead 7-5 in the top of the 8th. They're 0-5 versus the Indians this season. Swing and a miss. Fausto Carmona took a nasty spill heading to first base yesterday, is on the DL. He's got a strained quad. And he got him for strikeout number 5. The annual Ron Santo Golf Experience to find a cure for juvenile diabetes is coming up on July 25th at Kemper Lakes. As Ronnie would say, it's the best day of the summer. To purchase your foursome, call 773-248-8590, presented by PNC Bank. Always a wonderful event. And certainly this year in Ron's memory, and we're so glad that it's continuing. As many continue to support JDRF. Two strikes on Kosuke. Bounces to Alexei Ramirez. Getting an announcement here about the crowd, and it is bigger than yesterday. 42,311. Largest of the season for the Cubs. Largest Cubs Sox attendance ever at Wrigley Field, and the 3-day attendance 125,962. Barney started the fourth inning with a single. He'd score on the Castro triple. Starlin scored on the 2-run homer by Aramis Ramirez. Floyd off the mound. He makes quick work of the Cubs in the 5th. We will head to the 6th. One big inning for the Cubs, and that's been it for the scoring. 3-0.
Bud Light bleachers this season, including free T-shirt Mondays, $3 12-ounce draft Bud and Bud Light Tuesday nights, and $1 Vienna beef hot dog Wednesdays. Tuesday night special is also available in select locations in the Seating Bowl. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Gavin Floyd takes a strike. An additional note on the attendance this weekend: the 125,962 for the 3 games, the second largest 3-game series attendance in the history of Wrigley Field, as Alfonso Soriano will make the catch. The Cubs hosting the Yankees a couple of weeks ago, 126,283. Largest ever 3-game series attendance figure in this ballpark.
It's been a glorious weekend for baseball, as you mentioned. A little hot yesterday when the game started, but as the game progressed, it got very comfortable here at the ballpark. Same thing today. Nice cool breeze blowing off the lake. Great day for a ball game.
One-0 pitch to Juan Pierre, right back to Lopez, who knocked it down, able to pick it up in plenty of time. Watch Comcast Sportsnet game replays on demand with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. Strike one on Ramirez. In the hole. And Castro showing off that cannon. Best start by far for Rodrigo Lopez as a Chicago Cub rather. Carries a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the sixth. Time now for our Xfinity high-speed action. RBI triple by Starlin Castro, the all-star. That gave the Cubs a 1-0 lead. And again, he would very quickly score on the home run by Aramis Ramirez. That was in the fourth inning. We're now in the sixth. Mr. Cub Ernie Banks will conduct the seventh inning stretch coming up. First pitch swinging. Rios with a grab for the out.
It was nice to see Starlin Castro on that triple not assume anything. A lot of major league hitters hit a ball in the gap in left center field, and okay, that's a double, so they're going to run just hard enough to make it to second base. But Starlin Castro with his speed figures, hey, if I can make it to second, I might be able to make it to third. Going hard out of the batter's box. Good turn at first, good turn at second, in on his belly at third with a triple.
In on his hands, and Aramis was able to fight it off. Got under this one. And there's Juan Pierre. Clutch for the second out. Cubs Destinations, a preferred baseball trip provider of the team, provides fans with the most unique behind-the-scenes VIP game experiences available. Each package includes great tickets, first-class hotel accommodations, a special Cubs gift bag, a tour of the ballpark, and a private meet and greet with a current Cubs player. For more information, visit Cubs.com. We haven't seen many deep counts today, have we?
No. Both teams being very aggressive. I think it speaks to the fact that both pitchers have been throwing strikes for the most part. A little different pattern that time for Gavin Floyd against the Ramos Ramirez. He'd been going after him almost exclusively with cutters away. Ramirez reached out and hooked one back to left field for a 2-run homer. And in his last at bat, he saw 4-seam fastballs and curveballs.
Things kind of fell apart for Cliff Lee today. Had that long stretch of shutouts and complete games. But he ran out of gas in the 8th inning, gave up 4 runs as the Blue Jays came back to beat the Phillies 7-4. Jose Bautista hit his 27th home run. Edwin Encarnacion, a 2-run shot as part of that 8th inning. Eric Tins went deep. So let's see, that's three home runs, accounting for the 4 runs in the 8th inning. All off Cliff Lee. So back-to-back homers by Thames and Bautista to start that inning. Roy Halladay went the distance yesterday against his former team. Got a standing O when he took the mound. Two as Pena pulls that one a little bit too much. Foul out of play. Hey, did you see what happened last night in Seattle? Cameron Maben took a 3-ball walk, scored the only run of the game in the 5th inning. Phil Cuzzy was working the plate. They went to first when the count reached 3-2. Now they had a 3-ball count already on the scoreboard, and nobody argued or pointed out that it wasn't ball 4.
Yeah, I did see that. That is highly unusual that nobody caught it. It's unusual in the first place that the umpire didn't catch it initially, but certainly you would have expected somebody from the bench to a pitching coach or somebody, whoever's charting pitches over there in the other dugout, to know what the count was.
3-2 is poked out into center.
Our Galaxy pitch tracks, a fastball just off of the outside corner. Good plate coverage that time by Carlos Pena. Stays with it, beats that shift. Drives one toward the gap in left center field. He too was going hard down the first baseline, thinking with that exaggerated pull shift that the team plays on him, he might be able to get to second base with 2 outs.
Bird waves at a breaking ball. She might have been the cutter. 1 strike. How about the Rockies? They went out and acquired Mark Ellis to play second base, and in his first 2 games, both wins for the Rockies against Kansas City. Ellis has gone 6 for 10, 4 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs, and 4 runs. That was a pretty good trade made by Dan O'Dowd.
What a good deal. Yeah. And I think anytime a general manager makes an in-season trade, that's the kind of results you're hoping for, an immediate impact by the new guy, even though Mark Ellis is probably not the kind of player you would expect to go on an offensive rampage, but he's done exactly that.
Bird strikes out, and that'll get us into the 7th. With the Cubs leading the White Sox 3-0. Sportsnet to watch Chicago's All-Star moments featuring the 91 and 98 Bulls, the 2010 Blackhawks, and the 2005 White Sox championship clinching games. Relive these great moments in Chicago sports history July 10th through the 13th at 7 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. White Sox 7th. Dunn, Quentin, and Przinski. And as we get into the late innings, remember they've got a pretty good pinch hitter on their bench named Paul Konerko, who is getting the day off in terms of being a starter with Dunn at first base. And double barrel action for the Cubs bullpen as Rodrigo Lopez deals. Bounced foul, 2 strikes. Kerry Wood and Sean Marshall are up in case Lopez needs any help here in the 7th inning. Been at about 10 pitches per, though, through the first 6.
I like the fact that Mike Quade did not wait until Rodrigo Lopez got into trouble before getting that bullpen going. This way, both Kerry Wood and Sean Marshall will be ready to go if and when Mike Quade's ready to pull the plug on Rodrigo Lopez.
Garza went all 9 yesterday and was brilliant. Lopez working into the late innings as he's gone to a full count, 3-2, the last 3 missing after starting 0-2 to Dunn. First full count for the Cubs starter today, and the pitch, a pop up by Dunn. Soto will make the catch in front of his own dugout. He was the only guy really in the area with that big shift on. Ramirez playing way over toward the shortstop.
Yeah, great point, Len. Giovanni Soto or perhaps Rodrigo Lopez, the only 2 Cub defenders that really had a shot at that pop-up on the third base side. Ramirez was playing at the shortstop position, would have had a long way to go to get there. Fortunately, Gio sees the ball right off the bat, gets to the spot, and able to make the play for the first out of the inning.
Quentin has reached on an error and an infield hit. Big swing, bouncer, foul. If you just joined us, Starlin Castro will represent the Cubs for the National League All-Stars and Carlos Quentin for the White Sox. Potentially Paul Konerko, who's on the ballot for the 34th man on the AL squad. Swing and a miss. 0-2. I think the other guy who had an outside shot in terms of the Cubs was Sean Marshall. One and two. Maybe one of these years a big lefty will get in there as a specialist setup guy. Tyler Clippard made it from the Washington Nationals. Aaron Crow of the Kansas City Royals on the AL team. Swing and a miss. He got him.
When Ryan Sandberg wants Chicago's best prime steaks, he heads to Harry Carey's Italian Steakhouse in Chicago, Lombard, or Rosemont. Call 773-HOLY-COW or visit harrycareys.com today.
Here's A.J. Przinski with 2 outs. Takes a strike.
As the roster stands right now in the National League, Len, 4 left-handed pitchers on that pitching staff, 3 starters, Cole Hamels, Clayton Kershaw, and Cliff Lee, and 1 reliever, Johnny Venters from the Braves. You know there's going to be some big at-bats late in that ball game with strong left-handed hitters at the plate for the American League. I'm sure Bruce Bochy, he likes the staff he has right now, but Sean Marshall would make a great left-handed specialist in an all-star game.
Longest outing for Lopez since September 16th of last year with Arizona when he went 7 innings. In a win at Cincinnati. Time called briefly as the ball got out of the Cubs bullpen. A roller right to Darwin Barney. Ernie Banks with the stretch.
Take me out to the ball game. Cubs Hall of Famer Ernie Banks.
Nice to be with all you great Cub fans. You are the greatest in the world. And I wish I could thank all of you for the support you have given all the Cubs all through the years. So someday we'll go all the way. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I have to get back, so we root for the Cubbies. If we don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes around it.
We could play 2 today.
We could. We did play 2 on Tuesday. And we had the note. I'm sure somebody in the truck can remind me how many double headers you participated in. There's a base hit for Alfonso Soriano to start the bottom of the 7th. 318 double headers you played in your career.
It's wonderful. What a great life. You caught a doubleheader, haven't you?
I caught a few doubleheaders, yeah. I loved it. I loved it.
Love them. Love them. Show that you love the game. You want to stay at the park, and you want to win, too.
Tony Campana's going to pinch run.
He's a nice kid, too.
A great story it is. Campana, those legs stretched out.
Working on getting married.
Uh-oh. Playing matchmaker, are you?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Play 2.
Well, the big story today, Ernie, is Starlin Castro is the youngest Cub to ever make an all-star team at 21 years old. So just wanted to get your initial impressions on the second-year player who has really looked comfortable at this level.
Yes, he has. And I had a chance to beat him today for the first time. And he's a wonderful young man and really knows how to play the game. Got a lot of ability, strong arm. And he has his style, own style of playing. And I know everybody looking at him and tell him about this and that and all that. But he knows how to play the game, and he plays it very well.
Giovanni Soto batting with one on and nobody out. The Cubs leading 3-0, a swing and a miss. Now, you played in 154 games. You played in every game in your first season, 1954. 19 home runs, 79 knocked in, an excellent rookie season. Finished second in the Rookie of the Year voting. The following year, you hit 44 home runs, knocked in 117. What changed between 54 and 55?
What happened?
That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know what happened. When I was with the Kansas City Monarchs, I didn't hit any home runs. And I came here, hit 19, and then the next year 44. I mean, it's just wonderful playing in this park. The wind blowing out. Day games. I played all day games here. It was just a great place to be.
Throw to first. Campana back on his belly.
What a place to play here. Gosh. My God, it's beautiful. And thanks, we didn't have no lights here when I played. And it was just wonderful to come out every day and play in the sunshine and enjoy the fans and win the games.
It's pretty amazing, Ernie, that you can come back into this ballpark and know that almost 60 years ago you played here and it felt probably just like it does today.
How many years ago?
Not 60 yet, but we're getting there. The anniversary coming up in 2013 for you.
It's wonderful, and the fans are wonderful. Now, these are the children of the fans that saw me play.
Well, Campana got a great jump as that ball barely got away from Przinsky on a wild pitch.
Well, that speed changes everything. Tony Campana running for Alfonso Soriano at first. White Sox pitch out. I'm sure it changed the pitches that A.J. Przinsky called for his right-hander out there on the mound. This one gets into the dirt just briefly, and that's all Tony Campana needs to make it to second base.
Is he faster than Lou Brock, Richie Ashburn? He's pretty quick, isn't he?
He's really quick.
I would defer to you on that one. Since you played against those guys and with those guys as Soto swings and misses.
Well, I did that with Richie Ashburn, who played for the Phillies, and left-hand hitter like he is. And I had to play really short. When you hit the ball to you, one or two hops, and he has got it beat it for very, very quick. And this young man has the type of speed.
Blake DeWitt's going to bat for Lopez, who's outstanding today.
And, of course, Lou was just naturally fast. I mean, he get a good jump. He knew how to slide. He knew how to play the game. A very smart guy.
Ernie, congratulations on a few things. Number one, you turned 80 back in January. I know you don't feel 80. You don't look 80. But it is a number.
What is that?
Congratulations. Well, I haven't seen you since your birthday, so I wanted to.
It was
that's a big birthday.
How old would you be if you didn't know how you was?
How old would you be? How old would Ernie Banks be if he didn't know how old he was?
Well, my Satchel Paige used to say that. And I learned that from him. Look at that.
Played as Quentin had to battle the sun. How old would you be, Ernie? You could just pick a number.
I didn't know when I come out here, I just feel young and vibrant and, feel like I want to play and can't get out on the field and run and all that. But it's just fun. It's great to do it. And as you all know, getting old, you don't have to do it but just one time. That's the joy about it.
You always feel younger when you come here. There's no question.
Yes, sure did.
You've been recognized as a living landmark by Landmarks Illinois, the first sports figure to receive that accolade, and you were in Atlanta in May and received the very prestigious Beacon of Life Award. It was a civil rights weekend. That must have been a lot of fun for you. Congratulations.
It was a great thrill to be there and to be around all the people who created the history of the civil rights movement, and especially Hank Aaron. Hank is a good friend, and it was just wonderful to be there with Morgan Freeman and Carlos Santana. It was just a wonderful time. It's something I'll never forget.
On strike on Kosuke, and Looks at strike 2.
What a beautiful day.
Wind blowing in. Temperatures in the low 70s. And Kosuke couldn't hold up. Gavin Floyd gets through the 7th. Cubs lead 3-0. Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Always a pleasure, sir.
Thank you very
Thanks
much. Thank you, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you,
Ernie.
Thank you.
About legendary Wrigley Field from the players who lived them firsthand. Now you have the opportunity. Cubs great Milt Pappas, for instance, will be leading tours on both July 9th and 10th. For more info or to purchase tickets, call 1-800-THE-CUBS or visit Cubs.com. Tony Campana, who pinch ran for Alfonso Soriano, will stay in the game at left. And Kerry Wood will make his second appearance since coming back from the DL.
It was activated before the game on Friday and tossed a 1-2 3/8 inning, including a strikeout. Was on the DL with a problematic blister on his finger. Hopefully that's a thing of the past for Kerry.
What can you say, Bob, about Rodrigo Lopez today?
He was fantastic. Obviously had really good stuff to work his way through this White Sox order. 7 times, did not allow a base on balls, only 2 hits. This had tremendous command, especially as I mentioned earlier, that sinking, tailing fastball was able to keep the White Sox hitters off balance all afternoon. Tremendous job.
Great as always to visit with Ernie Banks. On the bottom of the 7th.
Every time I see Ernie, he always asks me, can you still catch? Give him the same answer every time. Ernie, I can get down into a crouch. I just can't get up out of it anymore.
Rios held up on a curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. White Sox have only had 4 base runners, 2 on hits. Marlon Byrd in center with the grab for the out. They've only had a runner in scoring position 1 time. That was in the 3rd inning. The Daily Double Burger is back for a limited time at participating McDonald's for $1.89.
Then Danielle Alexa from the Cubs event operations office wants to say hello to the Chorus family here today from Phoenix, Arizona.
Curveball in the dirt to Tien. But such a good pitch. Kerry has used it a little bit more as the season has gone along. Fastball at 95, rising. 1-1. Crack back fly ball. Kosuke coming in. He's going to slide and just simply knock it down after it hit the turf. If Tien doesn't break his bat, that's an easy play for Kosuke.
As it is, standing out there in right field, you see the full swing at the plate from a guy that's got some pop in his bat. See the trajectory of the ball off of the bat, but because the bat was broken, it just didn't carry anywhere. Got out there in shallow right field, really died. Kosuke realized he wasn't going to be able to make the play cleanly, just wanted to keep it in front, and that's exactly what he does. Just knock it down on the grass, make sure you can see the ball in front of you.
Pretty key guy here, Gordon Beckham, because on deck is Paul Konerko, potentially representing the tying run if Beckham gets on. But it will be Konerko as the tying run. Tien makes a turnaround third and a bobble by Kosuke. First and third with only one out. Couple of bloop singles.
The Tien hit, at least he took a full swing and broke his bat. This one, Beckham just looks like he's trying to fight that ball off. Pulled his left hand in very close to his body. Actually took his right hand off the bat. Just kind of flipped it out there into shallow right center field, but they all count.
Let's see. One big advantage, and it's really the only one you get when your best hitter is not in the lineup, and that is you can drop him in wherever you'd like late in the game. And for Ozzie Guillen, this couldn't have worked out better in terms of getting Konerko off the bench. Curveball looked pretty good, but Kerry Wood couldn't get the call.
On our Galaxy pitch tracks, it looked like that curveball caught the very bottom of the strike zone. Starts right in the middle. It's not where Gio catches it. It's where it crosses the front of the plate. And that time, like Bruce Dreckman took one away from Kerry.
Yeah, and that, as you say, Bob, affects everything. Now, 2-0 count, a lot different than 1-1. Marshall up in the bullpen. Juan Pierre is on deck. Very rarely will you see Juan Pierre batting right behind Paul Konerko.
Protection.
Swing and a miss on a fastball. 2-1. Good location.
Yeah, that's the matchup people pay money to see. A good fastball pitcher on the mound. A 2-0 count. Good fastball hitter at the plate. You're going to challenge with your best stuff, and that time Kerry Wood spotted it right on the outside corner at the knees.
2-2.
Another one, good location. Gio does this with regularity. You see him banging his glove behind the back foot of Paul Konerko to try to make him believe that he's moving inside.
Gets by, and the White Sox are on the board. Tien's in, and Beckham now at second on the wild pitch.
He just tried to overthrow that breaking pitch. Instead of rolling up there in the strike zone, he really pulls it over in that left-handed batter's box. Tough one for any catcher to get in front of that pitch.
Three and two on Konerko. Woody needs to make a pitch here. He doesn't want to walk and put the tying run on base. And on the hands, fouled off. Konerko gets on. I would guess Ozzie will pinch run for him. Two iconic Chicago baseball players matching up here in the 8th inning. Kerry Wood and Paul Konerko. With the game potentially on the line. It's another matchup people pay to see, as you alluded to earlier. Here it is. And he walked him. So it will be Mike Quade to the mound and Brent Lillibridge to pinch run. Sean Marshall coming in and see Toyota call to the pen. Marshall against Pierre when we return to Wrigley Field. See Toyota call to the pen. Left-hander Sean Marshall in for Kerry Wood. Runners at first and second, a run in. 3-1 the Cubs with the lead, and Juan Pierre coming up for the 4th time. There's Lillibridge, a pinch runner for Konerko. Beckham is the lead man at second base. Pierre 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts against Sean Marshall.
They're hit into a double play earlier in the ball game. That L1 back in the 3rd inning lined out to Rodrigo Lopez. He was able to turn, throw to first to complete the double play. 6 times this season Juan Pierre's grounded into a twin killer.
Ramirez on the grass at third. And you're playing behind Lillibridge at first. Double play depth up the middle. And against Pierre, that means in a couple of steps and a first pitch strike on a fastball, which is going against the grain for Sean Marshall. Normally you'll see a breaking ball, that first pitch. Hit foul on a breaking ball. 0-2. The closer, Carlos Marmol, is already up, which would lead us to believe that if needed, he'll pitch here in the 8th, let alone the 9th. Again, he didn't work yesterday. And Bob, you have certain days, and this would qualify, where you pull out all the stops. Try to squeak out a win.
Well, no team likes to get swept in a 3-game series, especially at home in front of a full house like this today. The fans have been into it all afternoon. A tremendous start by Rodrigo Lopez. You'd really like to cash this one in.
I mean, ideally, Marshall gets you through this 8th inning. But if he needs to go to the closer, he will. A pop up off of third base, and in foul ground, Ramirez makes a catch, 2 away. Here comes Mike Quaddy with Alexei Ramirez due up.
Really defensive swing that time by Juan Pierre on a breaking ball headed for the dirt. You can see Giovanni Soto getting ready to block it. Somehow Pierre gets underneath, flips it in the air to the third base side for the second out of the inning.
See the third Cub reliever here in the 8th inning. The Toyota call to the pen. It'll be Marmol against Alexei Ramirez when we return. Marmol trying for the 4-out save today. It's the Toyota call to the pen. First action since Thursday, so well rested. Alexei Ramirez 1 for 6 against Marmol. 2 on, 2 down, slider strike. Swing and a miss on a slider. Strike 2. That was quick. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Alexei Ramirez. And the inning is over. They get a run on a wild pitch, but strand two. Bruni is on for the White Sox. Deals ball one to Darwin Barney. Bruni against Barney. Cubs don't necessarily need a run against the White Sox bullpen in order to win today, but wouldn't it be a good idea just get them for at least one this year?
Just to reverse the trend. Sox bullpen has been lights out against the Cubs this year.
Going into action today, their bullpen against the Cubs, 16 1/3 scoreless, 9 hits, 0 walks, 22 punchouts. 2-2.
Brian Bruni, however, is a guy who can walk some guys. 11 innings. He's surrendered 8 walks this season, struck out 9. Lefties have a lot better success against Bruni than righties. Pitch away from a leadoff walk here in the 8th.
This was a combo that got it going in the 4th inning. Barney and Castro, with Ramirez following with that big home run as Barney strikes out.
Bruni gets Barney to chase a pitch off the outside corner on the 3-2 count. Well off that outside corner.
Again, we want to welcome all the fans watching on Comcast Sportsnet outside at the Wrigleyville Block Party. Stay tuned. Rod Tough Curls and the bench press coming up right after the game. No admission. Everyone is welcome. One to Castro, fouled back.
Cubs happy birthday wishes to Andrew Frohock, born here in Chicago, now lives in Lexington, Kentucky. once again today. The White Sox, mostly with, let's say, Ramirez at shortstop, shading way up the middle of the field for Starlin Castro. I would consider Starlin to be a gap-to-gap hitter. A lot of his base hits come up the middle of the field. But most teams play him straight away at all positions because he will hit the ball down the right field line. He'll shoot the hole on the right side of the infield, pull the ball if you make mistakes inside. But a lot of his hits have come right back up the middle. So the White Sox play Ramirez a few steps that direction.
Looking ahead to the White Sox ninth. Dunn, Quentin, and Przinsky. Don't have to worry about Paul Konerko anymore. He pinch hit, walked, and then was removed for a pinch runner. What a piece of hitting by Starlin Castro. Just stayed alive, and eventually lined one into right center. Here's our Felco upcoming game schedule. One more week of baseball before the three-day All-Star break. 4 at Washington, 3 at Pittsburgh, and then after the break, a long homestand starts with 4 games against Jack McKeon's Florida Marlins. 33rd multi-hit game, second most in the NL for Starlin Castro. All-Star Jose Reyes with 43, leading the way. The Nationals getting pounded today 10-2 by the Pirates in the ninth. If that holds up, it'll be a 2-2 split in the 4-game series. The Nationals have cooled off since Davey Johnson took over. They would be 2-5 since Davey Johnson grabbed the reins.
Starlin Castro could probably get at least another full step, maybe 2 steps on his lead over there at first. Brian Bruni does not possess a good pickoff move over there. A.J. Przinsky's only thrown out 11% of the runners attempting to steal this year. However, I don't think Starlin's going to run unless Aramis Ramirez falls behind in the count 2 strikes. Then you may see him try to steal a base, but as hot as Aramis has been, you want to allow him the luxury of picking the pitch that he wants to swing at.
Three and 0. Ball 4. Comes Ozzie. Gonna be former Cub Will Oman.
You see on our Galaxy Picks tracks, Brian Bruni just didn't want anything to do with Aramis Ramirez at all right there. 4 fastballs well out of the strike zone, up and away.
Here comes Oman, 2 on with 1 out. Cubs lead 3-1. See, Toyota call to the pen, a familiar face. Left-hander Will Ullman, former Chicago Cub. Left-handed specialist. Lefties have hit just .210 against him in his career. Former Cubs 8th round pick. Facing Carlos Pena. 2 on, 1 out in the 8th. Cubs already leading by 2. Przinsky got a big break. That ball actually hit the batter, Carlos Pena, and a good job by Starlin Castro to read that.
That's why you keep your head up on the bases. Don't assume because a pitch is in the dirt that you can easily advance to the next base. Pinball game back there. Ball hit in the dirt, hit Przinsky, came up, hit Pena, and came right back in front of AJ. Fortunately, Starlin Castro saw the whole play right in front of him and was able to get back to second safely.
That's a called strike on a fastball. Lots of sliders and heaters from Will Ullman against the lefties.
He's pretty predictable in that he tries to throw his fastball inside to the lefties to set up the slider away. Some left-handers will work the fastball on both sides of the plate. They'll throw their slider right at a left-handed hitter working for the inside corner. Ullman is basically fastballs in, sliders away.
Got a changeup he'll mix in against righties, but doesn't throw it much because not asked to really get a lot of righties out. In big spots, at least. Fly ball out in the deep right center. Sun causing a problem. What a catch by Quentin. That's 2 times now. He's almost made the catch with his eyes closed. That reminded me of Marlon Byrd's catch last year when he turned his back to the ball and it fell in the mitt. On the play, Castro tagging and heading to third. Look at that.
Oh yeah, you could see him battling it the whole way, trying to play the ball out of the sun, but because of the trajectory, it stayed right up there. Using his glove, he's got the sunglasses on, still has to turn away at the last instant. Manages to make the backhanded catch, although Starlin Castro tagged and advanced on to third base.
First and third, 2 outs. And the pitch to Marlon Byrd. Fastball for a strike. Fastball, strike again.
As a runner at third base right now is when you really have to be on your toes. A 2-strike count on a hitter. Chance a pitch might be bounced in the dirt to try to waste a pitch right here to Marlon Byrd. Be ready for that wild pitch pass ball.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Righties have done a lot of damage against Will Ullman prior to that at bat, but not that time. They lead 2. Marmol back out for the 9th, with the Cubs leading 3-1. Coverage starts at 5:30 with Chicago Tribune Live. And then the Cubs and Nats Tuesday at 6 on your home for Cubs baseball, Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Right-hander Ramon Ortiz will make his Cubs debut that night. National starter still to be announced. Marmol and Dunn matching up here in the ninth. Two strikes. Adam Dunn now 0 for 15 against the Cubs this season with 9 strikeouts, 1 walk.
See his numbers against Marmol.
High pop fly, and again, that's the Sunfield right now. Fukudome will make the catch. Good job by Darwin Barney backing him up from second base. He was out in shallow right with a shift on.
Well, you'd like to think that your right fielder, especially a guy that's played a lot of right field here, Wrigley, can battle that sun and make the play. But just in case Darwin Barney out there in the vicinity, in case Kosuke loses it in the sun, Darwin will be right there to scoop it up and hopefully keep Adam Dunn at first base.
White Sox have only 4 hits on the afternoon. They only had 4 yesterday in a 1-0 win. Two and 0 on Quentin with Przinsky on deck. That's at you, Bob. Slider strike.
I'm assuming that young man was trying to put the whammy on Carlos Marmol, but it's not working.
It's like the kid from Parenthood. Quentin pops it up. Soto able to locate it. 2 down. And the White Sox will maintain possession of the BP Crosstown Cup, but the Cubs trying to win the season series finale today, and they're 1 out away as AJ Przinsky will dig in. Oh, 0-2. Marmol came in with 2 on in the 8th and quickly struck out Alexei Ramirez on 3 pitches. And he's trying to go 1-2-3 here in the 9th. And he does. Cubs win. Cubs win 3-1 the final. Rodrigo Lopez gets his first victory as a Cub. Carlos Marmol, as sharp as we've seen him all year. What a pitching performance today, Bob.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the bullpen at times throughout this homestand has really been taxed, but Rodrigo Lopez just with a tremendous start today. Not only did he work deep into the ball game, he completely stifled the White Sox offensively, and everybody that trotted in and out of the bullpen today able to get the job done. Nice win.
Our GMC play of the game is Rodrigo Lopez. He got his first win as a Cub, 7 stellar shutout innings.
We've talked about quantity rather than quality at times for the starting staff for the Chicago Cubs this year, but today Rodrigo Lopez gave Mike Quaddy both.
Cubs went 4-4 on the homestand. They knocked the White Sox back under 500. Gail Fisher standing by with the guy who got the save.
All right, Len, thank you very much. Carlos, nice job. A 4-out save for you. How important was it for you to come out here and shut down these White Sox?
Well, first of all, I was feel good. You know, commanding A's. I would say I did a nice job.
Talk about the job Rodrigo Lopez did today, too. It's 7 innings, only 2 hits all day.
Well, he pitched well. Unbelievable. The way he pitched today. I'm proud of him. It didn't feel good, you know, about him and about us. We played good today.
Yeah, it's been a real pitcher's duel, especially these last 2 games. You guys were on the verge of possibly getting swept, but you avoided that. Is the White Sox-Cubs series still one of your favorite rivalries?
Yeah, you know, it's nice to play the White Sox first of all, and then, you know, it's good that we're winners. We don't want with the sweep.
Largest crowd ever, by the way, for a Cubs-White Sox series. Can you feel the energy today?
Yeah, it's a lot of energy today. I feel good every time that, you know, that we play together. And there's great energies, you know.
All right, good save for Carlos Marmon. A good win for the Cubs. Len and Bob, let's send it back to you.
Gail, thanks. So Lopez a winner, 1-2. Gavin Floyd pitched well, but he's 0-2 against the Cubs this year, 6-7 overall, and Marmol with his 17th save. That's going to wrap up our game coverage. Stay tuned. A lot more to come. Coors Light post-game live right around the corner. Final score today, the Cubs 3 and the White Sox 1. Our next Cubs telecast here on CSN will be Tuesday night at 6 o'clock from our nation's capital. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad, and now for Bob, for Gail, for our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew. Len Casper wishing you a happy Independence Day. Now we're going to send it over to Cap in our downtown CSN studios.